just watched chapter 2 of The Secret, and here is the notes that I've made. What I'm going to do is quickly go through the notes with you now. First of all, if you haven't watched The Secret, then you need to go and watch The Secret. You need to go and watch the second chapter of The Secret, which is called How to Use The Secret. There is a link to where you can buy it online and stream it down below in the comments. If you haven't watched it before, then this video might not make any sense to you. If you have watched chapter 2 and you're here after watching chapter 2, then fantastic. Let's get into it. So first of all, chapter 2 goes straight into your wishes are unlimited. There's a higher power than us, and that higher power than us is the power that we're using. Okay, so there's a higher power, and in terms of The Secret, they're referring to like a magic genie, but this could be that whatever higher power that you believe in. For me, I'm Catholic, so I believe in God. So I believe that God can give me whatever I want. Therefore, if I pray to God, then I can have it. And even Jesus says that, you know, if you pray to God to move a mountain and believe the mountain will be moved, then the mountain will move, right? And this is the 3-step process that is outlined here. So the creative process, they said it goes back 2,000 years, and yes, they're referring to the Bible and referring to Jesus saying it to you. So first of all, you got to ask for what you want. This is step 1. Then step 1 is so easy, right? You got to go through a list of things that you want. Now, when I was younger, when I was a little boy, we used to do Christmas lists, right? My Christmas list, one year I went through this Argos catalogue. And if you don't know what the Argos catalogue is, then you're not old enough to be watching this. No, I'm joking. But if you don't know what the Argos catalogue is, it's basically, it was like a catalogue that it had everything. It was before internet was a thing. You could go through this book and you could find everything that you wanted to buy. One day I went through this maybe 500-page book, and I took one thing from every page, wrote it down on my Christmas list, and gave it to my mum. You know, it was quite an expensive Christmas list, but I didn't know that that was a lot of traction in action at the time, and I didn't believe that I would get everything on the list. So that's where I went wrong. So in terms of this list, you know, the first thing to do is ask for what you want. And once you've created a list of everything that you want, then, you know, you're going to say, I am so happy and grateful now that I have this. This is a great opportunity for you to really go through life and think about what would make you happy if you had it in your life and what you'd like to have. You've got to come from the basis of there is a magic genie, or there is a higher power that is going to give you whatever you want. Okay, so you can be creative, you can think outside the box, and you can really go into it. And once you've got that list, then you know what it is that you're going to be happy and grateful for having. Okay, step 1, that's what ask. Step 2 is to believe. Okay, to believe is to have faith, right? Have faith that this higher power is going to give you what you want. This higher power is going to go out of the way. Now you asked it. Now you told the higher power what you want. That is going to go out of its way, and it's going to make everything happen for you. This is the second step. You have to believe in a higher power. Now, you do not have to think about how it's going to happen, right? Because that is not faith, right? This is the notes I've even put down. Not knowing is where the faith comes from. Not knowing how you're going to achieve something is where the faith comes from. If you know how you're going to do it, then you're not having faith that it's going to happen. Well, maybe you have more faith that it's going to happen, but the trick for this to work is that you got to believe that it's going to happen and have faith that it's going to happen. And you don't have to know how it's going to happen. This is where the magic actually happens. Step 3 is to receive. To receive it, you got to feel the feelings of what it's like to have it right now, right here and now. How would you feel if you had that amazing house that is on your list, or the amazing car that's on your list? Whatever it is that you want to have, how are you going to feel once you've got it? This is step 3. Feel it now, and then be happy that you have got it right now. And feeling is the power. If you can feel how it feels to have that thing that you want, then, and feel what it feels like to have it now, then you're using law of attraction. Now, how do you feel what it feels like to have something that you don't already have? They said it already. To generate the feelings, if it's a car you want, go and test drive the car. If it's a house you want, go book a viewing and go and look in the house. Get in the house, see what it looks like, feel what it would feel like to live in that house, and actively do it. Because when you're test driving a car or you're window shopping for them clothes, go in and try them on. Feel how you feel once you try the clothes on. Feel how you feel driving the car. And once you've actually gone to test drive the car, or you've gone to do the viewing of the house, or you've tried the clothes on, you now know how it feels, and you can hold on to that feeling, mirror it, and then you can come back anytime and be like, hey, this is how it feels. And then you've got something to generate the feelings of how it feels now, and then you can use that every day in the morning when you wake up. So now the universe is going to make this happen for you, and we don't know how the universe is going to give you what you want, but it is going to give you what you want. And the way it's going to do it is going to be magical. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the most effortless, fun way. If you think of a way you can make it happen and you think, it's going to be hard work, then you're not using law of attraction. If you want to make £10,000 really quickly and you don't want to do it a certain way, then don't do it that way. Let the universe show you another way. It will find another way for you. It will make it happen. This is where the faith comes in. And if you just go with the flow, know that it's going to happen for you, then things will show up. Certain things will happen in your life that you won't expect. And all of a sudden, it will lead you to being in a place where you have these things already. Like there'll be a sequence of events that happen. And then after that sequence of events to have happened, all of a sudden, you've got this thing that you've been manifesting. And then you'll be like, wow, I've got this thing. Everything you need will be attracted. As Bob Proctor said, if it's money that you need to get his idea off the ground, or to buy the house, or to get the car that you want, the money will show up. Like, it's not a problem for the universe to get what it is you need for you to manifest the thing that you want. You've got to trust that it's going to happen. And if the first step arrives, if something happens, and you know that first step is going to lead to what you want, just because you don't know what the second step is going to be, still take the first step and go for it. Step 3, alignment, and that's about how long it's going to take for this thing to show up for you in your life. So if you are in alignment with what it is that you want, if you're test driving that car and you know how you feel when you're driving that car, and you can hold on to that feeling, you're in alignment. Whilst you're happy and feeling how you'd feel once you've got the thing that you want, then you're in alignment with it, and it's going to show up sooner rather than later. So the more in alignment you are, the more it's going to show up. The thing that's going to block it is when you think, I don't have it, or when you think your mind is going to create blocks. What they're saying to do is start small. So start off with something small, like a cup of tea, or seeing an old friend, or even like something silly like getting a car parking spot. Yeah. And the reason they're saying that is because you're going to start off small. If you start to go for something really big, first of all, you're not going to believe it. And if you don't have the belief, then it's not going to happen. So this is just pure fact. If you can't generate a belief of it, then it's not going to happen. So the best thing to do is start off small, to prove to yourself that it works. Once you prove to yourself it works, then you can start going bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And if you go for something that's too big for your mind to accept, then it's not going to work. There are rules in your mind right now that will stop you from having certain things, because you've been taught these parameters from when you were born to growing up. So some of these barriers are going to be hard for you to break through, especially so if you go from manifesting 100 quid to £100,000. £100 is going to be quite easy to manifest because it's a small figure of money, but to manifest £100,000 is a huge amount of money. And if you can believe it's going to happen, then it will, right? But if you can't believe it's going to happen, then go a bit smaller, get to something that's more realistic, and so that you can believe in it. And then the more things, little things that happen for you that give you the belief, then the more you can gradually go on to bigger things and then get what you want. But it's very important that you believe that it's going to happen, otherwise it's not. So remember, from chapter 1, feelings is very important. If it makes you feel good, then you're on the right track. And so if you feel like you can have it, then it will show up for you. So if you think about chapter 1 and align these two together, chapter 1 tells you that everything is possible. We're really powerful beings, and this is showing you that your thoughts can lead to things, but now it's more guiding you into focus on what you want, setting goals, looking at what it is you want to achieve, and then letting these things happen. Okay, and for this week, what you need to be doing is very simple. Get a list. Make a list. Make the list as long as you want of things that you want to have. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Be outlandish. Put these things on a list. What I would say to do is, if the list is too long, you can still say I'm so happy and grateful now that, and then go through the list. Do that every morning. But I would say maybe pick up to 3 things that you really want to have on that list. I focus on those 3 things, because like focus is where the power is. And then the more you focus on what you want, the quicker it's going to happen. So the number one, make a list of everything you want. Pick 3 things on that list that you can prioritize, that you can focus on more. And every morning when you wake up, I want you to look at that list and I want you to read the list. Starting with I am so happy and grateful now that, and then go through the list of the things. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm driving a blue Mercedes convertible, 2019. And it feels great. We don't need to add it feels great, but this is how you do it. If there's a list of like 100 things there, that's fine. Then that's a long list for you to go through. But I want you to do this every single morning. And then obviously, once you've gone through a list, feel how it feel. Know that it's going to happen for you. That's step 2. And then step 3 is to go and test drive the car, look at the house, arrange a viewing, get in the house. You generate the feelings of doing that now. These are the things that if you do these things this week, some of these things on your list are going to show up within this week, next week, or the week after. Everything on that list can show up for you in a month if you believe it. If you've got a list of 100 things or however many things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be 100. It could be 20 if you want. But as long as you've got a list of things that you want to have, one of those things is going to show up on that list. This week, next week, week after, it depends how much you are in alignment with it. If you've already done chapter 1 and this is chapter 2 for you, then you might have already seen results from chapter 1 already. And if not, chapter 2, you're going to see a difference, right? So do these things this week, and don't forget to keep practicing some of the things you learned from first week. Thanks.